Hi, my name is Benjamin Wann, and thank you for joining me here today. Today, we're going to be talking about something super cool where we use AI technology to help write and then edit an article. And the example that we're going to use today is going to discuss variance analysis. And you'll see that by using these tools, we can write really good content really fast. Okay, I'll see you there. All right, let's get started. So what we're going to look at here is our Word document where we're going to go through the simulation. First, we have our objectives. We've already covered those. We're going to use AI to write our variance analysis for us, and we're going to use Grammarly to ensure that it's bulletproof as far as spelling, grammar, punctuation, everything. And then the two tools we're going to use are Grammarly and Jasper. First up is the variance analysis, and in our quick example, we're going to have a direct labor variance, a material usage variance, and a production variance. So these are quick statements where we look at the month-end results and we're able to see what happened. There's some unfavorability, some favorability, and your boss has asked you to take a look at these variances and write a one-page report for top management to read through so they can really get a better understanding of these variances. So if they're unfavorable, we can do something about them, or otherwise, if they're favorable, how can we continue to exploit them and take advantage of them? So that's where the tools are going to pick up. All right, so first off is going to be Jasper. So you can reach Jasper by going to this link right here, just creating a quick account, or you can go to jasper.ai.com. You hit the login button, and then here we go. So on the left-hand side are some templates, and here's all the different things Jasper can do for you. You can look through these more in your own time, but just real quick, they can write a long form document with different points, creating different paragraphs. So you have your intro, your 3 supporting points, and an ending paragraph. Here you can create just a really strong paragraph or 2. Here you can take a piece of content and respin it to make it more creative and engaging. So lots of possibilities here, and I really love this tool. I use it probably several times a week. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy in the first variance, and we're going to pop in our window here. And there's 2 steps. First, we're going to describe what this paragraph is about. Just copy and paste. And second, you want to include any keywords. So this one's about direct labor variance. We tell that, and we don't change anything with the tone of voice. You can experiment with this if you're interested, but I haven't found it useful. Next, we click Create AI Content. So what this is going to do is the computer is going to read the text, get the gist of what we want it to do, and it's going to produce produce here an example of how to extrapolate on these variances and how to make sense of them. And what you have the option to do here is you can say good completion to help the AI understand, yes, this is perfect, do more of this, or poor completion if it gave complete gibberish, and then it will refund your credits, which I love. And so I don't abuse it, but I don't accept bad writing. Doesn't make sense. You want it to help you, not hurt you. So real quick reading through here, we can see if it makes sense. So we have 2 primary factors that contribute to direct labor variance, inflation and turnover. In terms of inflation, as the cost of living rises, so too does the cost of labor. This leads businesses to pass on these increased costs to their customers in the form of higher prices. In the terms of turnover, employees leave their position and it can be costly to replace them. So not only is the cost of recruiting and training a new employee going to be higher, but there's also going to be lost productivity getting them up to speed. Now, we take these 2 factors and we can better understand the direct labor variance. So, okay, in this case, closing sentence, the direct labor variance is 110,000 unfavorable, recapping exactly what we had here. So that's pretty cool. So let me just copy this to the clipboard, and I'm just going to save this here. Next, what you can do is you say if it gave us a poor completion, you can just tell it to shoot it again, and you can tell it how many different examples you want to review at a time. I do 1, but you can do 2 or 3 to make it more efficient. Here's pretty much the same information, but just said differently. So I want my credits back, so I'll just hit poor completion, and that's that. We'll quickly do the next 2 here, and just make sure they make sense. Copy, And then we're going to change this to material usage variance. All right, copy, all right, and let's see what it gives us. This takes a minute, and here we go. We have a whole paragraph here, and we can just quickly read through it, see if it makes sense. Looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit thumbs up, copy, go back to Word, paste it in here. And then finally we have our last one on production volumes. So we're going to flip back one last time. And then this one is going to be production volumes. That's it. Tell it to go, and it goes. All right, we see what it gives us here. Just a quick read through. See, this one's short. Say I don't like it again. I want some more substance. And it just gets right back to work. It only takes a few seconds to create an entire paragraph, which is pretty cool. This one, again, I still don't like, so we'll just do one more. Sometimes they'll get it right the first time you keep moving, but sometimes you might take a couple shots at it, and they don't penalize you, which is kind of cool. All right, this one here looks good. So I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to paste this one in. Paste. Final step here is to use Grammarly. So what Grammarly is going to do is I've downloaded the plugin. You just log in for the first time you get started. It's going to check your credentials, send you back to Word, and then you're off and running. So, okay, here we go. Perfect. Right away, what it does is it looks at the whole document. Boom, 21 issues. You know what? Should have put a comma there. Perfect. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Sometimes it gives you some really good suggestions. Sometimes they're silly. But it really just takes a human eye to just do a quick glance to see, okay, what's the best way to say what I'm trying to say? You don't always want to accept what the system says because it takes some training to get the computer to learn how you write and how you want it to return different things. You know, the English language is used broadly, and not one program is going to get it right for all people. So it just takes a little bit of time. But okay. And then you can also tell Grammarly what changes you want it to highlight versus some other ones. Say you don't want it to tell you about punctuation, it'll just ignore that. So let's just finish up what I got here. We now have our quick summary, 3 statements, and then 3 paragraphs to extrapolate on top of what we have here. That's it. So I would just save this and send it out to my boss. So thank you for taking the time to join me here for this lecture and this example. I think it's a really cool tool. These technologies have come a far way to produce some really smart, readable content, and I highly recommend them. There's so many use cases. You don't just have to use this for variance analysis. You can use it for writing, for cleaning up emails, or writing emails. You name it, it can do it.